All right, let's dive right in. What we're covering today is an absolute masterclass on the mandatory GBC Tax Pro's standard operating procedure. This is the official blueprint, the only way, straight from Dr. Geno Bradley's Tax Pro 360 course. So listen up, because this is how you get it done right.
So you see this building? It's not just a fancy headquarters. It's a statement. It represents the precision, the excellence, the whole standard that GBC is built on. And the process we're about to walk through, well, that's the very foundation of that standard. Every single step is designed to protect the integrity of the GBC name.
Here's our roadmap for what we call the GBC Gauntlet. First, we'll hit the standard of excellence so you understand why we do this. Then we'll pinpoint the exact moment the process begins. After that, we dive into the 7 mandatory trials, brace for HQ's final quality review, and wrap it all up with the non-negotiable compliance code.
Okay, first up, let's talk about the foundation of everything we do, the GBC Standard of Excellence. This isn't just a list of rules, It's the entire philosophy that makes sure every tax return we touch meets the highest possible standard.
What's really great about this is how it boils the entire mission down to just 4 words. Efficiency, so things are smooth and fast. Accuracy, because, well, there's just no room for mistakes. Compliance, which protects everybody, the client, you, and the company. And finally, quality control, the final seal of approval. Every single step we take serves one of these pillars.
So where does this all kick off? Let's move to section 2, which is all about the trigger, that one single moment that sets this whole finely tuned machine into motion.
And boom, this picture is basically the starting pistol. The second a client gives you the green light, the GBC Gauntlet has begun. That little notification on your phone? It's not just a message. It's the activation code for the entire standard operating procedure.
And look, it doesn't matter how they tell you. It could be a text, a phone call, an email, a message in the app, or even a form they filled out on the website. The point is, any one of these is the signal for go. The clock is officially ticking, and you are now inside the GBC workflow.
All right, now we are entering the absolute heart of the process. This section is all about the 7 mandatory trials. And I'm calling them trials for a reason. They are non-negotiable tests every single return has to pass, and it has to be in this exact order. This is the core of everything.
And here they are. 1. Collect info. 2. Data entry. 3. The e-file prep steps. 4. Get those signatures. 5. Complete the OQC. 6. Handle the fee payment. And the big one. 7. The final HQ review. I'm going to say it again. The sequence is everything. You cannot skip ahead.
Okay, trial number 1. Collect client information. Now this is a big one. This must be done exclusively through the secure GBC mobile app. This is not optional. It's the only approved way to make sure the data is encrypted, to keep a clean audit trail, and to protect our clients' sensitive info. No exceptions, period. And this just shows that perfect handoff, right? On the left, your client is securely uploading every document they need to through the app. Then on the right, that's you, the tax pro, taking that perfect data and starting the meticulous work of entering it into the GBC software. It's a totally seamless, secure flow.
Whoa, let's pause right here at Trial 3 because this is a super important clarification. When you click e-file in our software, you are not, I repeat, not submitting the return to the IRS. All you're doing is kicking off an internal workflow to get the return ready for signatures, payment, and that big final review at HQ. Got it?
Next up, Trial 4, getting those client signatures. A tax return without a signature is just a piece of paper, right? This is the step that makes it all legally binding. And of course, the best, most secure, and fastest way to do it is through the mobile app. No return moves forward without this being done.
Okay, once it's signed, you move on to Trial 5, complete the OQC, the Order Quality Control. Now, this isn't just you checking a box. When you submit this form, you are formally telling GBC headquarters, hey, my part is done, the return is signed and complete, and it is now ready for your final judgment.
Now for Trial 6, let's talk about money. You see this number, $108? It's an important number, but it only applies in one specific scenario. And honestly, this can cause a lot of confusion if you're not paying close attention.
And this slide clears it all up perfectly. If your client pays their fees up front out of their own pocket, you absolutely must collect this $108 GBC fee. That breaks down to the $58 e-file fee and the $50 admin fee. But if the client is paying from their refund, you do not collect this fee. You skip this step completely. The fees are taken care of automatically. So, you've made it through the first 6 trials. Your work is done. And now we get to the climax of the whole process, HQ's final quality review. This is it, the final judgment, where GBC headquarters puts your work under a microscope.
So, this is the ultimate question, isn't it? You've followed every single step, you've double-checked for accuracy, you've collected all the docs, but is it good enough to pass that final, meticulous inspection at headquarters? The fate of that return is now officially out of your hands. Pass or fail.
And there are only 2 ways this can go. A pass? Awesome. GBC HQ themselves will e-file that return directly to the IRS. Success. But a fail means everything stops. The return is not e-filed. Instead, you get a notification explaining the exact issues you need to fix before it can even be looked at again. Only perfection gets filed.
So, how do you make sure you're always getting a pass? Well, that's what this last section is all about, the compliance code. Think of these as the golden rules to make sure everything goes smoothly, every single time. This slide says it all, doesn't it? This isn't just some friendly advice. Sticking to this code is a mandatory requirement for every GBC tax pro. This checklist right here, this is your key to getting returns done right the first time.
And here is that code, 4 simple, non-negotiable laws. Always complete your due diligence on Form 8867. Always make sure every single supporting tax document is uploaded. The return must be signed before you even think about submitting the OQC. And finally, understand that hitting submit on the OQC is your formal request for that HQ review. So let's just put it all together one last time. This table is your cheat sheet for the whole gauntlet. Collect info via the app, enter the data in the software, complete the e-file prep steps, get all the signatures, submit the OSCQ to HQ, process that 108 fee, but only if it's paid up front, and then you wait for HQ's review and final e-filing. That right there is the GBC way.
Look, what we just went over is the exact, unchangeable procedure straight from Dr. Geno Bradley's Tax Pro 360 course. This is the formula for quality, for compliance, for success at GBC. So you have the procedure, you understand the standard. The only question left is, are you ready to run the gauntlet?